Okay. I was having a problem with the street key.
Alright, so what's up? I'm Woodsman 907, and I'm here doing my Didgeridoo DDCK chat stream, which, I've been looking forward to for a long time. This game is incredible, so I just want to start there. I mean, it's not the first Dragon Ball Z game, obviously, but and I didn't know it was coming out either. It came out last January, and it was a total surprise to me. Not that I was keeping up with all the anime video games that come out, but it took me just seconds of watching the trailer before I was like, I mean, look at it. It looks just like the show. Oh yeah, this video is a little bit bright because I messed up when I recorded the didgeridoo part. That's me playing the didgeridoo. You should be able to hear that. And it's also me playing the game and me talking to you. So let's see. So real quick, just how I did this. First, I played the game and I streamed that, and then I take the gameplay and then I edit out everything but the fight scenes, and then I take the edited video and I play didgeridoo over that, and then I do this. I chat over the didgeridoo video, and so so this is the fourth time I've seen this fight that we're about to go into, a me versus Vegito and Gotenks. And I specifically saved the game. See, I played through the whole story, and then I specifically saved the game right here before I go into the fight against these guys, because I'd never fought Vegito before. I didn't even know you were going to get a chance to do that, so I was really excited, and I trained up for it and everything. And I ended up getting at a certain point in the fight here, right after I take out Vegito, and then I tag Gotenks, I get a really long combo, like over 200 hits. And right there, see, Vegito is so fast. I mean, yeah, this is the first time I fought him and Gotenks, and like I thought they were gonna be the final boss in this whole villainous enemy thing that is something they just added for the game. But it actually continues after this, because there's these new characters that I've never seen in the show. This Mira, you'll see me fighting him later, and this Tawa character who apparently created these villainous enemies. That's just something they added for the game to keep it interesting. Because, I mean, it's an RPG, and you get to play through the whole story, and you get to play as the characters. But if they only did the story, it wouldn't last long enough. All those characters die, and you never get to fight them again. So I think it's really cool that they added this to the game, so you can keep training and getting stronger without having to replay through the story. And that's another reason why I didn't start streaming right from the beginning. Because first of all, like I said, I knew nothing about this game until I saw the trailer for it on Steam. Actually, I was just going on Steam. Ooh, this is that combo I was talking about. And yeah, right there, when I got that hit, I was like, ooh, I might be able to get over 200, so I was just focusing on that. But anyway, as soon as I saw the trailer, that was all I needed, because I was like, oh my god, this looks exactly like the show. I've never seen it get, like, they're three-dimensional characters, unlike some Dragon Ball Z games. And the fights are really happening in 3 dimensions. You can fly all the way around these characters and come at them from any angle, just like in the real show. I mean, I couldn't get past that. I was like, what is this? It looks like they actually got a Dragon Ball Z game right. which is almost impossible. I mean, just this, like, in the show, like part of Dragon Ball Z is all of these fights are happening like faster than the speed of light. Nobody can see all of the punches and kicks that happen when characters at this level fight each other. The only thing you can see is just slight flashes where they slow down long enough to actually punch each other or do a big kamehameha or that kind of stuff. And like that's true in the show. Like even the characters themselves can't actually see everything that's happening in the fight, and they designed the game to actually work that way too, which is so cool. I mean, you hit the A button, or for me it's the top left paddle, or on your PlayStation controller, I think it's X. That's your little dodge button, and that's how you do that super faster than the eye can see jump move that happens in every episode all the time in Dragon Ball Z and in many other anime that just copied it, but they actually built that into the game, and it's so cool. It actually feels like you're just moving faster than even the computer could possibly keep up with, and it's just a nice touch that helps you feel like you're really in a Dragon Ball Z fight, because that's how fast and how powerful all these characters are. But, before I forget, that same button I'm talking about, next time you're playing in combat mode, hold that button down and you'll enter a flight mode, and you can move forward, back, left, right. I'll try to point it out when I see myself doing it. And then while you're holding that button down, and you got to be moving the joystick at the same time to do it because you're in flight mode. And then if you hold down on an Xbox controller, it'll be right trigger, or I think it's R2 on PS controller. You hold that button down at the same time. That is how you go up and down. So it took me a while to figure that out, and I just barely figured out how to do that right before this fight. So I pretty much went through the whole story mode not even knowing that. And a matter of fact, there's a whole bunch of a whole bunch of stuff I wish I had known before I recorded this fight, because I end up not getting an S on it, but it's still really cool anyway, because there's lots of good moments in it. But this, like, first of all, there's new techniques I could have learned, so I could have had stronger attacks. And there's a specific move that I'm not doing that you saw me at the end of the last fight. If you go back and watch me right at the end there when I'm fighting Gotenks, Gohan, my support character in that fight, actually gets the final blow against him, so I didn't get like a super finish or anything. And that's because there's this move that I didn't know how to do yet. You see, in this game, you push B or circle. In my controller, it's B. That's your fight button. It literally just says fight, and your character will just start fighting towards whatever character they're locked onto. So you don't actually need this move unless you want to use it. But what it is you click the thumbstick, I think it's left thumbstick actually, and you will fly straight to your targeted enemy. And I could have used that move at the very end of that last fight, and you can actually go further than you will there. See, I just went like that. That's holding down the dodge button and right trigger. That's how you do those loops. And this is called a Z combo, what I'm doing here. I hate watching this fight now because there's so many of those that I could have used, but I just didn't. There's actually an achievement for using 10 of them in the whole game, because there's just so much stuff going on that even the people who developed this is what I was talking about. Did you see? I was using the flight and I had that energy beam, the energy tail behind me. That's how you do that, is you hold down your dodge button. Okay, there. And then to go up and down, it's do that and hold right trigger. That's how you do those fancy moves and stuff. There's no mods. I'm not using any mods on this game yet. I mean, maybe after I beat Beerus and whatever else happens in the DLC. Like right now, this game is plenty for me. I mean, all they could do is add more episodes, really. I mean, I'm set for life with this game, and it's so great. It's just like the show. I mean, they packed as many details I can't stress that enough. Just like the show. I mean, look at Goku's hair, the little lightning bolts are around him, just the general feel of the fights happening in the sky and all the stuff you can do. And it really helps me appreciate the show even more because oh god, where to begin? This was my first anime. I'm one of those lucky people that got to see the first episode of Dragon Ball Z air on Toonami. Okay, I was like, I don't know, I was a kid, but yeah, I was just watching TV after school, normal day like any other day, and then this show came on and blew my innocent young mind. I mean, okay, let me take a second to just show you what it was like dealing with me in second grade the next day trying to describe what I had seen. Because there was nothing. This was before Pokemon, okay? The only anime I'd ever seen was Speed Racer and Voltron, and that did nothing to prepare. This is Akira Toriyama we're talking about here, okay? That's the creator's name of Dragon Ball. But I would just go to school and just try to describe what I had seen. I'm like, did you see this show? And I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to the other kids. I'm talking to the teachers. I'm talking to the custodians. I'm talking to everybody. Anybody that I could possibly distract for a moment was hearing about this show. So I'm like, okay, so there's this show about this guy. He's a martial artist and his son has a tail, but he gets kidnapped by an alien, and the alien looks just like a human, but he's got this armor that looks like he got these shoulder pads kind of like a football player, but yet nothing like a football player. He's got armor that looks like it has abs and a thing, and it's tight, but it's like, and he doesn't wear a spacesuit. He just shows up. Okay, his spaceship looked like a baseball, and it just comes plowing out of the sky. Boom! Hits a big crater. He flies. These guys can fly apparently. Okay, so and not just him. Everybody, people just flying in this show. Okay, so he comes flying out of the baseball. It's bigger than that, but it looked like a baseball. And he comes flying out of the crater he made, and there's this farmer there pointing a gun at him. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this guy's got hair down to his knees, and he got this weird pair of glasses that's like a monocle that only covers one of his eyes, and it's green, and he uses it to scan the farmer dude, and he laughs at him because he says you got a power level of only 5. And so the farmer naturally shoots at the alien, and he just catches the bullet. He just caught the bullet and just flick it right back and killed the guy. Okay, like, yeah, I ain't never seen no nothing like that. Are you kidding me? That's a gun. He just shot you. You're supposed to be dead, but no, he catches the bullet and flick it right back at the other guy and kills him. This is episode 1. Okay. Meanwhile, that fighter I was telling you about, like, he has a son with a tail and a glowing orange ball on his head, and they're running around in the woods, and he almost gets eaten by a lion, but then that doesn't happen. And then they jump on a cloud, okay, and they fly off because they're going somewhere. Then there's this green guy with pointy ears and a cape, and he got shoulder pads too, but they're white with the white cape, and he's wearing purple, and he's green. I'm like, so there's another guy that's some kind of alien, or he looks like one at least, and he fights the aforementioned alien with the armor and the knee-length black hair, and all these kids that got this spike. Their hair is like spikes. It goes out like this and like that. It's just sticking out like that. Like it's crazy. Like their eyes, like 1 second they look fine, but then the neck they're like angry little triangles with strong eyebrows, and like they're looking at you like you about to die if I stare at you long enough. And this is still episode 1, by the way. So, and they're huge. They got their muscles are like incredible. I've never seen, and I've watched Batman. Okay, these guys look like they will whoop Batman's ass. I mean, shit. Did you see that? And he's got this is a tail. That's his tail. It's wrapped around like a belt. What? I thought that was a belt, and I found out later that's his tail. Because they said that. And anyway, so he just shows up, grabs the hero of the story's kid, and he says, all right, you're not from this planet. You're an alien just like me. I'm your older brother. I'm going to take your kid because we need him to, destroy a planet. Like, you're actually a member of an alien race that does nothing but conquer planets, okay? I'm not explaining it in the right order because I'm still recovering emotionally from it, but that's a lot for episode 1, okay? Imagine that. I don't even know I don't even know who this guy is, but like, obviously this is not normal. So this this guy, alien, guy comes from a pod from outer space, clearly a killer, strong enough to catch bullets and flick them back, and I'm pretty sure at this point it's already been established that Goku's the strongest fighter in the world. So then this alien, who's the strongest fighter in the world's big brother, estranged big brother, comes here because he needs help taking over some other planet. This planet ain't even worth it. He ain't even here for this planet. He's here, to get you to help us go take over someplace else, because it's your job. And if you don't like that, I'm gonna kidnap your son, and I'm gonna kill 100 humans a day. He said that. He said, I'm gonna kill 100 humans a day until you change your mind. This is after he whooped his ass, okay? Shows up uninvited, beats Goku up, kidnaps his son, and threatens to kill 100 humans a day unless Goku agrees to become evil, essentially. That's episode 1, okay? And I'm just, so that's Dragon Ball Z. And I'm like 8 years old or something, trying to explain this to the feeble-minded adults who just don't believe a word I'm saying. And I'm like, I didn't make this up. This really happened. Please, somebody tell me they also saw that shit, because I need that to be real somehow. Okay? And lo and behold, you go back, you watch the next, I don't remember if they were showing the episodes once a week or just every day at that point. Probably. I can't. I was a kid. I don't remember how it was, but the point is, I was hooked from day one. As soon as like, tell me another show where you could say all of that stuff about episode one. Yeah, and that was episode one of this show. Now that's crazy. And that's right where the video game here picks up. Okay, it takes you right from the events of that first episode. It doesn't cover all the details. You still have to watch the show if you want to get everything, which I do. I do watch the show. Like right a little bit before I started recording my gameplay, I was like, I have got to watch every episode again. So I went to Funimation.com because that was the only place I could find all the episodes. And they're there. I'm watching the uncut original Japanese versions because I don't want to miss nothing. I don't mind reading subtitles because it's worth it. And I've already seen every episode of Dragon Ball. I'm in season 4, right at the end of season 4 of Dragon Ball Z. So right before Cell shows up, but the androids are out there. So the androids are awake, and androids 17 and 18, but Cell hasn't shown up yet. And yeah, I definitely haven't seen every episode yet. I haven't seen any of Dragon Ball Super except the movie Broly. But I'm saving them. I want to watch them all in order now. That's how I'm doing it. I mean, I'm so happy that Toonami's back and it's on Adult Swim now, where it should be. And I'm so glad they're still doing Dragon Ball. But like, for me, I mean, you know, I'm a gamer, obviously. This to me is the ultimate Dragon Ball Z experience, and it's clearly designed to be that way. I mean, so far, the only limitations of this game seem to be what the actual game engine itself can handle. I mean, for a single player game, it's got everything. I mean, here I am. I'm going Super Saiyan 3. I got Vegeta. I got Gohan in their ultimate power forms, and I'm fighting. So I mean, that guy's not in the show, but I don't care. I mean, he's here, and there's another new character in this game called Banyu, who actually was designed by the original creator, Akira Toriyama, and that's always a plus in the anime world when you get the original creator, you know, the person who writes the manga, and I think he's still writing the manga actually. Either it's still going or it just ended. Dragon Ball is the second longest running manga in the world. The first is One Piece, but I mean, highly influential. I mean, if you know anything about manga at all, you know that this show inspired like everything. So many other artists who I can't even talk about because I don't read the manga. But I mean, there's just things the fans talk about. Like, as a general rule, manga fans tend to trump anime fans. Fans who watch subtitles trump the fans who watch the English dub. And I don't really know where gamers stand in that. I mean, see, before this game came out, there really wasn't a good Dragon Ball Z game that focused on the story. I mean, all the decent Dragon Ball Z games were only decent because they were good fighting games. I mean, there's Dragon Ball Z Fighter is the biggest one, I think. I don't care for it. It's it's too Street Fighter for me. I mean, like, this game like I said, it's just like the show, and they add so many uh, details to the fights. Every attack, that Kamehameha, it looks like a Kamehameha. It looks just like it every time. No matter where I am on the map or when I want to attack it, if I've got enough ki in the bank, then I can just do a Kamehameha anytime I want. And, Gohan's Monsenko, the Gallic gun, the attacks I didn't even think about. Like that one I just did. It's just called a rapid fire ki blast. It's just a thing they do on the show a lot, actually. And I go back and watch the shows, and I'm like, yeah, there they go. It's the same thing they did there, and you can do it in this game. Most of this stuff. There's a few things that I was kind of waiting for, and that's part of the reason why I'm watching the show, because I want to see just how much they were able to pack into it. I don't believe for a second that they pulled any punches deliberately, just based on the sheer amount of crazy stuff that can happen in any given fight at any time. You can have, let's see, who can you play? You can play as Goku. The game's called Kakarot. That's Goku's Saiyan name. You can play as Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and future Trunks. Okay, so pretty much anybody who can do a transformation. Piccolo's got a transformation mode in this game. I think because they built that into the characters. If I had to guess, I'd say they started with Goku, because he's the only character that really takes advantage of the skill trees and stuff. And of course, the game is called Kakarot. And then they built all the other characters based on whatever functionality they put into Goku. And it's actually really smart because, as a general rule in anime, all of the characters' powers are only there really to show you how cool the hero is. There'll be the hero who's the strongest in the whole show. You're always ultimately gonna win the fight when it really matters the most. But then all the other characters, villains, rivals, whoever, all of them, the only reason they're in the show is just to be an example of a totally other way to be really, really strong, but they only just show you that the main character is the one that's the strongest. It's like a rule in anime, and you can pick your poison. You could say this character from this anime is stronger than that character from that anime or whatever, but the general rule is every character, the strongest two characters are going to be the hero and whoever the hero's rival is. In this case, it'd be Goku and Vegeta. Even though, technically, at this point in the story, Gohan's the strongest character, but that's because I haven't unlocked the Super Saiyan God stuff. And that's another thing, the fact that Super Saiyan God mode comes out in the DLC gives me hope that there'll be more yet to come. There's still 2 more DLC packets coming out. The next one's supposed to be Golden Frieza, and then I don't know what's coming after that. But speaking of things that the game doesn't have yet, and it's not much, considering how much they packed into it. What this game doesn't have is any kind of spectator mode or theater mode, which is kind of a shame because it's really fun to watch if you like anime. But it's more fun to play, I'll say that. It's way more fun to play than to watch, and it is fun to watch. I've seen this fight 4 times at least by now, and I'm still watching it. But there's no spectator mode. There's no creative mode either, I noticed. There's no way to, they have these training things you can do in the game, but you can't like customize that. Like they just have these preset levels that you can fight like Frieza, or you can fight Cell again, but they're always the same level. And once you get a few levels beyond that, it's kind of dull to go back and fight them again. But again, that's why they added these villainous enemies. There is achievement for completing all the training levels though, so you want to get that. And I kind of wish I had done that before this fight again too, but I was still learning how to play the game. And again, originally I thought I was just gonna play through it really quick to get the hang of it, and then start a new playthrough and stream that to 100% completion. In fact, I was gonna do it in English the first time so as not to miss anything, and then when I streamed it, I was gonna do it with the Japanese voice actors. But then I changed my mind because they came out with an update where you can use the time machine and you can just go back and replay the same missions with your current level characters. And I thought about it, and I was like, well, you know, that's actually better, because this game, as it progresses, time also passes in the story, and you know, like certain characters like Gohan will grow up, and well, Saiyans age really slowly, so Goku and Vegeta end up looking pretty much the same from start to finish, but all the characters do get older as they go, and also the maps change, the terrain changes, cities get bigger, you know, stuff like that. So the game's broken down into these 4 different episodes that represent different time periods, and if you progress through the story too much, you might miss some of the subquests. But then they added this time machine at the very end. After you beat Majin Buu, there's this time machine where you can just go back and replay them, so you can just, you know, catch up on anything you missed. I've been catching, there's like soul emblems you missed, or if you want to just get a better grade, because your boss battles are graded in this game. I got an S on all but like a couple of missions where I got A's. But one thing I noticed that helps a lot if you're struggling, watch the show, because it's like doing research for playing this game. There's stuff. I had these test videos up where I was trying out different support characters, because I wasn't using the support characters, but the game wants you to use them, because I was trying to, you know, I was doing that classic thing that everybody does in anime where I was like, you know what? You guys stand back. I got this. No. He's mine. Alright, your opponent is me. That thing, I was doing that, trying to act cool, and yeah, it worked for a while there, but you really do get a better score when you use your support characters. First of all, each support character, you can have 2, and they each have 2 attacks that you can customize. So you can pick whatever attacks that they've already learned and attach them to those characters, and you can use them in combat to help you. Also, they'll give you healing items too. If you have healing items in your inventory, they'll just go ahead and do that for you automatically, so you don't have to attach them to your menu. And I mean, I'm one of those guys who I'm like, well, they don't use healing potions in the show. As sensu beings maybe, but like hardly ever. But yeah, there are sensu beings in this game. You can collect them from Corin's Tower, and I've got like 70 of them, but they will restore your health completely in the middle of a game. The only reason I don't use them is because it potentially lowers your score a little bit. Because scoring is based on damage taken, time elapsed, and max combo. So, so the idea is to win the fight really quickly without taking any damage and to make it look as cool as possible. So, yeah. It's actually kind of interesting. One thing I noticed from doing the training simulations. Oh yeah, another thing. This game does not have difficulty settings. Okay, there's just one universal difficulty for everyone who plays it. So if you play this game, you're playing it at the exact same difficulty that I'm playing it as, and that you can't adjust that. And also. If I didn't know better, I'd say the game also tracks your preferences, like what characters you like and what attacks and stuff you like to use, and learns with you, as you're going, like apps do these days. Because one thing I noticed while I was fighting this particular battle is I'd gotten in a habit of using Kamehameha, using double Kamehamehas. I would blast once and then try to flank and then use another one. And then I noticed he started doing the same thing right back to me. And I'm not sure if that's just how because Mira's not in the show, so I don't know where they got his fighting style from, is what I'm saying. And the reason I make that observation is because all of the AI in this game, they act just the way you'd expect them to if you paid really, really, really close attention to the show. And it kind of hurts my pride a little bit to say that, because at first I was like, oh man, I already know everything about the show. This is going to be a breeze. And then I went back and I watched some stuff and I learned some things, and I was like, I really wasn't taking advantage of what those characters are capable of. I was kind of holding back because I don't know, I just didn't appreciate those characters enough, and then I ended up not doing as well with them. Like one character in particular that I hated before I started playing this game is Future Trunks. I know, but I didn't like Future Trunks in the story. I didn't like him as a character. I didn't like that he had a sword. I thought that was weird because he's already a Super Saiyan. How's a sword gonna help? And I don't know, I didn't like any of his attacks. I didn't really get the character. But, I just recently, because like I said, I'm just at the part of the story. He shows up in season 4, and one thing I noticed was he doesn't, in the game I noticed he doesn't have a beam style attack like that Kamehameha. I mean, Goku, he's got his Kamehameha blast, and then, Vegeta's got his Gallic Ho, and then Gohan's got a Monsenko. They've got these beam style attacks, but Trunks actually uses these big bomb style blasts to do a lot of area damage. And at first I was struggling with that, because like I said, I was doing a lot of Kamehameha because I like it and it's effective. But then middle of the game, I get forced to play this character that doesn't have that move, and I was like, well, no wonder he sucks. I mean, he gets his butt whipped by androids 17 and 18 all the time, and Like, I don't know, I guess I just felt like Trunks is weak, even though he's totally a Super Saiyan. And he totally killed Frieza, and I knew that, but I don't know, I just wasn't feeling future Trunks for whatever reason. I mean, I didn't like the way he dressed, didn't like his attitude. He just felt so 90s edgy rebel teenager, and it just blech, you know. Didn't like it, but you know, I felt like it was just something that they added to pander to teenagers because they didn't have a teenage kid, and people were getting kind of sick of Gohan. Gohan was really starting to overstay his welcome. These days, everybody blames it on Chi-Chi, but that's a sign that they didn't watch Dragon Ball. Because if you watch Dragon Ball, Goku is a little kid for most of the show. It's not until the very last season that he grows up. And he just shows up grown up for the World Martial Arts Tournament. So you only see him in like a few fights like that before they started Dragon Ball Z. So before that, Goku was the kid with the tail. That was his thing. He's the wild kid with the crazy hair and the tail, and he runs around yelling and screaming and punching people. And if you don't watch him, he might turn into a great ape or something. Who knows? But that was it. And then, they started translating episodes in English. The show started getting popular in America, and as I indicated earlier, it was really different from anything anybody else had seen. I mean, who was the bad boy in America at the time? Bart Simpson. I mean, come on. You know, Goku literally kills people all the time. Bad people, yes, but he does several times. I mean, first of all, there's Dragon Balls in this game, so in this show, in this franchise. Okay, I do that a lot too. Like, that's a good sign for this show. Getting it confused, that Freudian slip I keep making, that's good. It's all just anime to me now, really. And that's true. This game like this, holy shit. This has got to be the future of anime. I mean, you give it 10 years, I won't even want to watch a show that doesn't have a game like this attached to it somehow. They're gonna have to redesign all the fight scenes in every anime now to make it easier to be something in a video game. They already do that with the toys. They might as well do it with the video games. And I hope they do. And this, I mean, logically, this game is the perfect one to start with, because Dragon Ball Z just changed the scope of what was possible for anime, like I was just talking about. But with regards to Gohan, he was nothing like Goku. He's kind of a sissy, kind of a crybaby. Apparently, we keep getting told he's way stronger than Goku, but we're not seeing it. There's like 3 movies where he doesn't do anything but get kidnapped. And it was confusing. These movies were coming out at the time. See, because Goku dies it's like 5 episodes in. And then there's like 10, 20 episodes in between where Goku's dead. And if you know nothing of Dragon Ball, that's confusing, because that's how it came out. I mean, I didn't see Dragon Ball until after I had seen a ton of Dragon Ball Z. And then trying to watch them at the same time doesn't really work, you know? I mean, there's new episodes, and then you're still catching up on the old episodes, and things don't make sense in the right order. Oh, hey, I got him. Yeah, I got an A on that one because I really should have leveled up stronger before I even attacked him. Anyway, so yeah, in the show, Goku's dead, and Piccolo and Goku start off as enemies, and then Piccolo's training Gohan, and then Goku's dead, but he's not dead, but he's getting training. He's on Snake Way, and on top of that, there's this other guy, Yamcha, and people see him like, oh, Goku's back, and he's got a scar, cool. No, that's just another guy who's with black hair who kind of looks like him, and they're from the same school. It's hard to explain. So, you know, yeah, Yamcha had to die. Gohan had to get a new change of clothes. Goku had to come back, but he couldn't come back because it wasn't time for him to come back in the story. So they brought him back in the movies. They tried to fix it with the movies. If you go back and watch the first few Dragon Ball Z movies, they don't make sense because they don't take place in the canon. They're all happening on Earth at a time when Goku's supposed to be dead. So it's confusing. So, you know, and there's a lot of inconsistent information about the show like that, even from the people who develop it. I mean, that's just something you kind of just have to get used to with anime, because all anime starts with manga, right? Usually there's always a manga that's comes out first and is usually considered to be the canon. I don't read the manga just because it seems like a lot of work, and I will as soon as I'm done watching all the episodes, probably. I mean, like I said, I'm watching through them all once. I'll probably, when I'm done with that, want to watch them all again, just because that's how I am about it. And at some point, I'll definitely want to read all the mangas. But that's a lot. I will say I have read every issue of The Walking Dead, though, so there's that. But, you know, the animes, they start with the manga. That's generally considered to be the ultimate source of canon because it's the closest to the original creators, whoever they may be. And then you have the anime that comes out in Japan first. And, you know, they write it, they animate it, they voice it, they do all of it over there in Japan. And then here's where it gets crazy. And then we pay them to let us watch it, basically. Like, we pay them, and then we pay for the dubbing. And then just because it's that good, I mean, once you've seen even a little bit of this, you gotta watch more. There's so much more to see and just talk about. I mean, all anime is designed as part of their marketing. Every episode, every frame is designed to make the fans want to talk about it. And it works, like I said. I mean, like me, even as a child, I'd see one episode and I was like, oh my god, I have to tell everybody everything that I saw, because they're never gonna believe this. Like, I'm just gonna keep talking and talking, but it's anime. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it and you gotta see it. And now you can actually do it. That's why I'm making these videos. And just as a coincidence, I find that the didgeridoo has very much the same effect on people. It's one of those things you just don't believe until it happens right in front of you. So I thought it would be kind of cool to do both in the same video. And I mean, like, look at me. I can't take my eyes off it. The camera's up there, but I can't take my eyes off it. And I'm the one that did it. And I'm gonna do it again later. And this isn't even a canonical fight. I mean, this is one of those, this is called image training, which is canon, but they found a way to actually make use of it, which they do with a lot of details in this game, which is nice and part of the reason why I keep coming back to play it over and over. And again, this is how you learn new techniques, and this is the stuff I should have done before I fought Mira, because I could have had the Limit Breaker Kamehameha and the Ultimate Spirit Bomb. Oh, just use a Sensu Bean, because I forgot to do that before the fight. Anyway. So yeah, I fully believe that the Kakarot treatment is something that you can come to expect from all anime of the future. I mean, I know it doesn't seem like much now, because, I mean, it never did. I mean, come on, listen to me. I just told you, nobody appreciates the anime at first. Nobody gets it at first. Well, kids get it. People like me get it. But the world doesn't appreciate anime the first time. It takes a while. It takes a lot of people like me insisting that you have to watch, because you do have to watch. I mean, you just do. Look at that. That stuff is cool every time. Look how much damage I'm doing. Oh man, yeah. You progress through the story, you get to go Super Saiyan 3, and it really feels like I love the different transformations in this game. My favorite one, I know I'm not supposed to feel this way, but I do. My favorite move is Kaioken. The Vegeta versus Goku fight is my favorite one in the whole show. That, to me, it was better than Goku versus Frieza. Growing up, I was so ready to see that Kaioken, and because I wasn't expecting nothing from Vegeta. Look. You gotta remember, when you're a kid, these Saiyans are coming. You know they're powerful. You know they're stronger than Raditz was. You know there's two of them. But they don't really, but you don't know anything else. I mean, I'm looking at them, there's two of them. One of them is huge. I mean, I thought Raditz was scary looking. This dude is bald, which is freaky enough, and he got this mustache, but he's, I mean, like, I've never, if you'd seen people this big in real life, you would run, you'd head for the hills anyway, right? I mean, he looked like he could whoop Superman's ass. And he can. Like, I'm talking about Nappa. He's actually way stronger than Superman. I don't care what you say, alright? And he's like a low-level Saiyan. I forget if he's even classified as elite or super elite. But Vegeta, we find out later. And he's the little guy. You're thinking, like, I'm watching this thinking, okay, so this big guy's gonna attack you first. And then that little guy's just gonna watch, because he don't want none. But then, like, a couple of episodes in, it becomes clear Vegeta's calling the shots, right? I mean, he's just letting Nappa do what he wants, because he doesn't think we're worth a damn. And I'm like, are you kidding? You came here to kill us, and but like, I'm looking at Piccolo, and he's thinking, we might just have to take what we can get here. And damn, like, first they come up with these Cybermen. I mean, what the hell? Where did that come from? Yamcha dies. Well, Tien dies. Chuck, and like, man, what was all that training for? You guys just were training for, you had 88 days and oh man. But then, you know, you gotta remind yourself. I mean, first of all, I'm like, Krillin, man, what are you doing? Move, do something. Gohan, you just got trained. You're acting scared. Fight him, beat him up, do that thing. Do what you did to the dinosaur. Do something. But okay, then I find out years later, through some random trivia, that Gohan's actually 5 years old. He's like 4 or 5 years old at this point in the story, so maybe give him a little bit of a break. But it's stressful, okay? I'm stressed out because I don't want the Earth to get blown up. I don't want those guys to get the Dragon Balls because they're bad. They're clearly evil. Look at them. I mean, Vegeta straight up tells you he's gonna kill all of you anyway. He's like, you're nothing to him. You know, he just sitting there just laughing at you for wanting to live. It's like, God, asshole. Who does that? And then but like, well, that's Saiyans. I mean, Saiyans do that, apparently. Apparently, they were out there doing this to everyone in the universe until their planet got blown up by a meteor, which didn't happen anyway. But, yeah, damn, right? So don't feel bad if you don't know everything about the show, first of all, because there's a lot of episodes. A lot, like, I don't know, 600-700 episodes. And it's honestly debatable about how many episodes there are, because the show's been remade before as Dragon Ball Z Kai, and technically this game is just another remake because it kind of splits the difference in the canon between Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai. It's a little bit more grown up. Dragon Ball Z Kai was paid for by Fox, I think. And then, you know, Fox, of course, now is owned by Disney. So, Dragon Ball's... I mean, they found a little niche in this American audience as far as the television goes. But, you know, now they've got Dragon Ball Super, obviously. I mean, they're just so... I mean, this franchise is just so much bigger than any individual product you're going to find about it. Whether you're watching it on Toonami or Funimation.com or... God, anywhere. I mean, whether you're looking at this or a movie about it or some other game about it, like, nobody owns the whole franchise. It's just too big for that. Disney couldn't afford it if they tried. Nobody could. Alright, that's the thing. This game is made by Bandai Namco Entertainment. And the reason it's the best Dragon Ball Z game is because they're the biggest company who's ever owned the rights to that title. You know, Bandai Namco owns Pac-Man, okay? Pac-Man. That's what the Z-Orbs are about, I think. But that's how big Bandai is and how Bandai Namco and how long they've been around. I think Pac-Man was made by Namco and they got, merged with Bandai. So, and Bandai, obviously, they make toys as well. So there's a lot in it for them to do this game. And I can't get over, I mean, the thing is, this game is really just a very elaborate version of Pac-Man. I mean, if you think about it, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, it's a lot of just, you know, going around, you know, this way, that way, just do it right as fast as you can without getting attacked by the ghosts, and then you transform and now they're running from you, pretty much. You know, it's just a really elaborate version of the same thing, if you ask me. But it works. I mean, look at this. Look at that. And each transformation feels really different from the other ones. That's what the hell I was talking about a second ago. Kaioken technique. And the reason I'm bringing that up, all of that, the reason I'm bringing up that is because Kaioken in this game is its own transformation form, which I found interesting because, you know, once Goku goes Super Saiyan, he never really uses the Kaioken technique anymore. And in this game, when you use Kaioken technique, it eats up your health bar a little bit the longer you have it on. And the Super Saiyan transformations actually eat your ki bar. That's the little blue bar. That's your ki. Ki is what the energy is called in this franchise. And the Super Saiyan forms eat up your ki, but Kaioken is the only one that actually eats up your health. So it's a fundamentally different transformation form from Super Saiyan. And I knew that because they mention it in the show a few times. But what I didn't know is that you can't do both of them at the same time. Like, I always thought, because I used to collect Dragon Ball Z toys. I like back when they were making the little miniature Dragon Ball Z toys. I had a ton of those things, and I would just play with them, like this. Only now I use this game instead. But when I was playing Dragon Ball Z, because that's what you do when you're done talking about it, you wait until recess and then you go out and play Dragon Ball Z. And I just assumed he could go Super Saiyan and then use Kaioken technique. So I was doing that all the time as a kid, just in my own games with my friends or by myself or whatever, because it seemed like he would be even more powerful. And then it literally wasn't until I played this game and tried to do both of them at the same time that I found out I couldn't. And it actually made sense. I was like, you know what? I thought about it, he never does do that in the show, not even once, ever. Like, he goes Super Saiyan and then he never uses Kaioken again. And the last time he uses it is against Frieza, just to show that Goku tried everything. He tried Kaioken and he tried a Spirit Bomb. He tried Kaioken times 20, okay? Times 20. And he'd never done that before. Like, he was fighting at Kaioken times 10 against Frieza, and it just wasn't working. Frieza wasn't even using half of his power, and he was still whooping Goku's butt. And, so as a last ditch effort, he put everything he had into a Kaioken times 20 and a Kamehameha. See, that's two techniques he can do at the same time. Kamehameha and Kaioken. And he tried that against Frieza, and it almost worked. But it didn't. And then he tried a Spirit Bomb, and that didn't work either. And then Krillin died. And then he went Super Saiyan, and that did the trick. I just watched those episodes, okay? That was season 3. Yeah, season 1 goes from the beginning all the way to right after they beat Vegeta. And then season 2 is all Namek and how to get there. And it actually ends when they beat the Ginyu Force. And season 3, I kid you not, season 3 is all Frieza. It takes them the whole season to beat one guy in Frieza. The whole season. He doesn't go Super Saiyan until like episode 94, 95. And then there's like a few more episodes where they're fighting, and it still takes them like another good, it feels like 100 more episodes, but it's only like 5 more to actually beat Frieza once he goes Super Saiyan. And there's so much stuff that happens in that. Like, it's probably the most famous anime battle ever. I mean, it's really hard to think of another more legendary battle of heroes than between Goku and Frieza. Well, not heroes. I was trying to avoid saying Battle of the Gods because that's what happens next in the story. Well, not consecutively, but that's what I'm thinking about this point in the story, where I'm at in the game. The next thing I gotta do is fight Beerus, I think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but the recommended level is 250. So I'm gonna level up a lot before I go ahead and do that. Yeah. See, there's stuff like this. They got dinosaurs running around, and this video is supposed to be just all fights, but you know, it's just interesting to see that kind of stuff. I mean, they even put vehicles in this game, which really, I mean, that I can't get past this kind of stuff. I mean, they got dinosaurs flying around just like the show, but I mean, I've never even heard of like when I saw in this game, you play as Goku getting his driver's license. What? You can fly right away. You can fly. I mean, what? But you get a driver's license in this game. They come up with a reason. Chi-Chi says you got to get one, but whoa, do you realize they had to make drivable vehicles for this game? I mean, they added Flying Nimbus, which I thought was incredible. I was like, dude, it's Flying Nimbus. It's the damn Kinko. It looks just like the show. It even moves. It sounds. Like the little puffs just puff out and like a real cloud. It's got that long orange tail, and you can fly around and do loop-de-loops and everything. It's the Flying Nimbus. I mean, like, so many Dragon Ball Z games are just about the fighting. And that's unfortunate. That comes from a lot of chatter from the fans complaining about dialogue, which is dumb. Okay? It's like all shows have filler, but like you really want the show to be nothing but fight scenes. I mean, if it were, there'd be so much less drama, so much less to appreciate, and these characters would not be interesting. Okay? The kind of people that complain about the dialogue and the story, that's annoying, because what do you think these guys are fighting about? Like, who do you think these characters are? You really think they do nothing but just battle because they like fighting and that's it? Like, they're not Pokemon. You get that, right? They're actual characters that have reasons and motivations for what they're doing, okay? Like, you can't just throw a ball out there and make them fight. There's more to it than that, okay? In this franchise, our balls grant wishes, okay? You don't just, if you get your hands on a ball in this game, don't throw it. Hang on to it, okay? Hang on to it, do something dramatic with it, try to hide it, or use it to collect another one, and collect all of them. A dragon comes out, okay? I mean, spoiler alert, a dragon comes out. And that's cool every time I see it. I mean, you know how cool a Dragon Ball is? Imagine if you've never seen a Dragon Ball before, and you found one, right? Just found a Dragon Ball. I mean, even if you don't know what it is or what it does, it's cool. It's a cool looking thing. It's smooth, shiny, and it's orange. It's got a little star in it, or more than one star. That's cool. I mean, like, if you saw one of those in the woods, you'd pick it up, wouldn't you? And probably keep it. Nobody wants it. It's just laying here. Fine. Got me a Dragon Ball now. But there's 7 of them, right? And if you collect all 7 of them, there's 7 in the world, collect all of them together, then you get a wish. Okay, so the video cut out there. I'm gonna have to end the stream on that one. I only have the one didgeridoo video right now, so I'll be making more and doing more of these videos next week. Until then, see you later.